Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java, January 2024 batch, online training session 11. So in the 10th session, you already learned about the framework concept and what is the different kind of framework, and also you learn about like advantage, disadvantage, and the different objective of data-driven framework. And you also learn with the help of Apache PY how to read the data from the Excel sheet. In today's sessions, I will cover the data-driven framework once more time, where you not only reading the data from the Excel sheet, along with that you'll be interacting the Excel sheet so that you will be reading and writing the data simultaneously from the Excel sheet, and where you will be implementing the data driven framework. Along with that, you will also creating a new project where you will be applying the keyword driven framework and hybrid framework in Selenium. So data-driven framework you already seen, right? In the last session I already discussed. What is data-driven framework? Why the framework is required, right? So without framework, right? In case you want to create more test cases, it might be possible, but the maintenance or in case of any kind of rectification, modification is required, that will be really challenging and tremendous effort, and also accuracy will not be there. So that is the reason you need to follow some kind of better framework, and it can be modular, but nowadays modular nobody is using. Data driven keyword hybrid along with the BDD. So data driven where you will be trying to execute the similar test case with the variety of the data. Okay, in the last session I covered like how to read the data from the Excel sheet. Here I'll be covering right with different concept, how to read and write the data from the Excel sheet. So Apache PY is required to read and write the data from the Excel sheet. So Apache PY is an open source library developed by and distributed by Apache Software Foundation to design or modify Microsoft Office file using Java program. It is a popular API which allows working around the Excel file using Java program. In short, user can read and write MS Excel file with the help of Java. Apache PY. So Apache PY is tester Java Excel solution. So there are a lot of classes right available where you can get a lot of methods to interact with the Excel sheet. So what is required for the data-driven framework? So you will require the Eclipse first after kind of set up the Java different part. Then you need to also require the Selenium jar file, require the test ng, require the Apache PY jar file, and require the Microsoft Excel. So I already showed you in the last session, right? py.apache.org download.html you can download the latest Apache PY jar file. So once you download it, right, you need to kind of extract it, and you need to add all the jar file from the different folder to your project. After that, your data-driven framework, or you can write the data from the Excel sheet. So I already created a sample project here, so I'll show you. So in the last session, we already see how to read the data, right? So whenever we are trying to kind of interact with the Facebook page, right, we are trying to enter the different variety of the data in the username password. Well, similar way, in case you are having n number of field, right, you can get the data from the data tables or maybe the Excel sheet for the different field. So here in the first session, just I am trying to read the data from the only row wise, right? Okay, here I have what I did. I will try to read the data from the two column, right? Okay, and in the third column, I will try to kind of I mean update the details. So I am reading the data from the Excel sheet. Along with that, I will write the data in the Excel sheet as well. So here, first column I have given for right header perspective, so that anyone can get to know what is the objective of each and every column. So here you could see this is the header. So header part I am not want to write read it. Header part I have given right so that any other person, in case they are new or maybe they are coming from the different project without having much knowledge on your current project, they can understand the kind of terminology for each and every field row wise data. So this is the header to give the information that username field, and this is the different kind of data combination and password, that is the field, and this is the different variation and execution status. In case of my execution is successful, it will be giving me pass or fail all this way. So at a later point of time it can be tweaked, but just I have tried to create a sample, very simple and sample kind of stuff, and then that can be customized in number of way as well. In case somebody is saying this is my way, that is not the correct. The people can have their own way. Every organization can have their own way, own framework. They can try to implement it. So there might be 30, 40, 50 solution for the same thing, right? You can kind of try to replicate the same scenario, right, or same number of test cases in different variety of the options available. So it will depend how what approach you want to take it, how you want to implement your framework like that way. So I've created a project here, Apache PY read write Excel data. So just simply I've created the project, and SRC folder you could see. I've created a package training, and I've created a class. Okay, and I have associated all the jar file along with Selenium jar file, and then other jar file for the Apache PY. I already associated the test engine to this project, and now I have created the class called training session 11. So, when how you are interacting the Excel sheet, I already discussed or demonstrated in the last session. So forget about Selenium, forget about automation. How you will try to understand the Excel? First, you need to go to the Excel sheet. You need to understand which path Excel is there, right? You can get the properties also. You can understand what is the path, right? This is my path, C drive, right, where it is kept. And what is the name of the Excel sheet? What is the extension of the Excel sheet? So the first thing I need to go to the Excel sheet. Once I go to the Excel sheet, I need to go to the, this is my Excel sheet. I need to go to the different tabs of the Excel sheet. This here only one tab is available. You can have n number of tabs. So I will cover how to read the data sheet with the help of the indexing, sheet indexing, as well as sheet name as well. So all the thing you need to learn it, right? It will depend. In case you are having 100 seat, it is not possible, right, to read the data with the help of indexing, because tomorrow you can have 102 seat tab also in the Excel sheet. Day after tomorrow it can be have like 50 also. So you cannot read it on the real time with the help of the indexing. Better to read it with the help of the seat name or tab name, because your tab name will be always unique. You cannot create duplicate tab in the Excel sheet. Okay, and then you will go to the row and column and then cell, and from the cell you will try to read the data. Similarly, from the cell also you want to write the data as well. So that is a simple approach we need to always take whenever you want to interact with the Excel sheet. So what scenario I have automated here? Simply I'll be opening the page um, here, right? I'll be, you could see here I have declared some global variable. After class is created, global variable WebDriver. Excessive workbook, that is the variable name. In the last session you already seen, right? Excessive seat worksheet, and today I've created one new thing which is called excessive cell, and this is my variable. And I have tried to implement the logic from the test ng. No, row is not required. It might be required in the different complex scenario. Whenever required, we can do it. Okay. Yeah. So that is the way, because in particular Apache PY there are, I mean, more than 100 kind of class or maybe the function, right? Whatever is required, they need to use it. Whenever your scenario will be more and more complex, you need to, right, use complex and complex method and different other, right, classes as well. Okay. So before test and after test you already know, you already interacted with. So before test I am setting the properties for the Chrome driver. Then I am creating a object or instance for the driver. I am maximizing it. And after test I want to quit it at the end. Okay, and here this is my test cases. Okay, so I am just opening the Facebook page. So if I just try to replicate the scenario manually, so I'll simply open the page here. Then every time once I open it, I want to, it is opening in Bengali. Then I want to enter the email password field. There can be a lot of scenario you can execute it, but just I am trying to enter some field. Every time I want to give some thread time, right, 3 seconds, so that you can understand it. But yeah, you can enter every time email password field, login. In case login is successful, it will giving something. In case not successful, you can create a new account, and you can have n number of column as well. That will be depend on your scenario. And I'll go to the complex scenario in the today's latest section of the today's session. Then you can slowly understand. So it is only that one field, it might be 10 field. That is not, does not have any make differences, but the approach will be always same. So I have two field, right, two column here, username and password. And every time whenever I am entering the username password, I want to, in case it is entered successfully, I want to update my result whether password field like that. So I am opening the just page. Then with the help of the file class, I am going to the, right, sheet Facebook login credential. So this is my path, this is my seed name, this is my extension. So that you already know. in the last session. Then in case you want to read it, so you need to use file input stream through which you can read it. So I'm creating an object or instance for the file input stream class, and I'm passing the file, right, which is where in location, this is the location, it is kept here. Then I'm going to the workbook. Once I go to the file, then I need to go to the workbook because this is my file, right? I already came here. Then I go to the workbook. So I'm going to the workbook. How I can go to the workbook? I need to go to the sheet. Okay, so which sheet I will refer? I will refer through indexing here, or you can refer through get sheet with the help of the sheet name as well. Okay, then once I already came here, I already came till that portion, right? Then I need to go here and here. So before that, I need to understand how many row data is available. So that is the thing I am doing it. I am going to the worksheet. I am getting the last row number where data is available, and it is giving me some integer value. Suppose say data is available in total 6 row. So what is my value? It will be 6. But here I want to start from I equal to 1. Why? Because I equal to 0 is my header, and I don't want to understand anything. I don't want to read anything. I don't want to write anything in the header, because that is the thing, it is giving me additional information. Okay, so once I get my row number, I am starting it. I am creating a for loop. You could see here, for loop I equal to 1. Why? So that is the way. In case I am not giving the header, I can start I equal to 0. So that is the differentiator. Some people will not give any kind of header, so they will start from I equal to 0, because from the first row they are having the data. But for my case, first row I have kept for the header, where like people can understand what is this column all about and what are the value all about. So that is the reason. You can have also one more also kind of row as a blank or give some information. So you can start with I equal to 2. So it will depend how you want to kind of interact with the Excel sheet. After that, hmm, no, row count is a variable. I'm going to the worksheet. I am going to the, yes, it's a variable. Variable you can give it anything, right? A, B, C also. Ha ha. Yeah, there can be n number of way, right? N number of way, right, right, right. No, no, length will not work. Length, there is nothing, something called length. No, 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 no. This is the coming from only from the Apache PY. Length is the Java method, right? Length. So Java method is not working. It is coming from the Apache PY. Okay. Yeah, this is the variable. So you can give anything name. So that is the way I am given I less than equal to row count. Then if I go to the worksheet and get of row every I and getting the cell value, cell is 0th cell. That is my 0th cell. It is giving me the username field. So this return type will be cell variable. I am storing in some cell variable. Then with the variable, I am trying to convert it to string always. Then I am clearing it after identifying the email field every time, and then I want to enter the value with the help of send keys. Similar way for the password field, it will be cell 1, right? This is my password field, cell 1. It is starting from 0 1. Similarly, I am clearing every time, so that in case somebody entered by somehow entered, right, to clear the value, and then I am entering every time, clearing it, and I am waiting for couple of seconds, right, before every iteration, so that you can, why I have given, so that you can understand, right, that it is happening or not in the real time. Then within the same loop, you need to understand you are not going out the loop, because this iteration only you want to update the value. So within the same for loop, you need to add the value, update the value, whatever value you want to update it. So in case you want to update it, you already know in the help of the Java, right? Input output handling, or maybe the Java input output operation. So with the help of the file input stream, you will be reading the data, and with the help of the similarly file output stream, you will be writing the data. So I'm creating the object or instance for the file output stream class. I am referring the same file, and it is within the same for loop. Because as and when I'm trying to enter the value in the multiple field, right, after getting the row values, how many row data is available, and I want to update the value as well. What value I want to update? Right, test result, whatever thing you can pass, fail, WIP, or you can because in later point of time it might be more and more complicated, because always it will not be pass, it might be fail, pass, based on your testing type. So you can create a lot of condition there. If, right, if your value is you are able to enter it, it will pass. Otherwise, in case you are not able to enter, or your kind of ID is not matching, your title is not matching, you can make it fail, all this stuff. So there can be condition also given. Just simple here, I've given that it will pass or fail always. Then I'm going to the worksheet. Same, because same file I'm referring. Every I'm creating a new cell, cell 2. Okay, because cell might be lot of there, but you need to create a new cell to understand the code, the which cell you want to update the data. So that is the reason here. C column means cell 2, zeroth, first and second. Cell 2 I want to create it, so that where I want to update my value. Then set value. What set value I want to enter, which is the test result variable. And then I want to update it with the help of the write method in the workbook. That value I want to update after creating it. So that's the simple code I have written. I'm reiterating once more time. Then I will run. So if you, no, yeah, you can update in cell 3 also, and that will depend, right? Suppose I want to keep one cell blank, right? Just giving example, so that people will not confused. Okay, so that is fine. Yeah, row number is iterating with the help of the for loop, right? Because I am getting the, yeah, I am getting the last row number, so it is starting from I equal to 1. Why? Because I have kept this one as a header, and I want to read it. So in case suppose you want to keep two more header right here to giving more information, so you can give it. So it will be starting from I equal to row number 5 means I equal to 4. Yeah, cell number is constant, because cell is the column will be always constant, right? Yeah. So here can be six column. So five column you want to read and one column you want to write, or two column you want to write. So you need to always create a cell for new column. Then you need to, with the help of the write method, you need to update the value whatever you want to update it. Okay. So first is that you need to go to the cell, sorry, Excel sheet. How Excel sheet in the path, sheet name and the extension. Then you will be going to the tab here, right? Get sheet at. Once you get it, you can go to the row, column and cell. But before that, you need to understand for how many row my value is there. And in case you want to read the data or write the data from the cell number 1, you can return the loop from the I equal to 0. Otherwise, you can give some buffer row, and then you can start there till the until the data is available. So you need to create a project. My project also you can create it, not be a problem. You can add the dependency. I will cover it in the next session so that you can understand easily. Okay. Then you can, in case in Maven project, you need to add the dependency basically for the Selenium and TestNG and your Apache PY. Okay. And then in case it's, yeah, I'll cover it here. Yeah, it will be covered here only. In the keyword driven framework, it will be covered. No worry. Okay. Then you can add it your reference library where is Selenium WebDriver and your Apache PY jar file. You can associate the TestNG project. You can create a package. You can create a class. Then in that particular class, you can define this is the global variable, because I'll be accessing them globally. Okay, and I'm creating a before test after test. In case you don't want to write use before test after test, you can add that particular thing here and end also, right? But in general, right, you should always use that. Okay, so that every time wherever iteration it is happening, it will be kind of affecting. Okay, before test nothing, setting the properties, launching the browser, after test closing the browser, and then you are navigating to the directly web page. You are accessing the file. With the help of the file input stream, you are trying to read the data from the file, and you are first getting the how many rows available, you are iterating it, you are going to the cell directly, and you are trying to read the value, and you every time you want to clear it, right, after reading the value, entering the value. Similarly, you are adding giving some wait time so that you can understand that that is happening at all. Otherwise, because it is will too fast, because it's automation, right? It's not like the manual. It will be too fast, you will not able to see some of the part. It will be happen too fast, and every time with the help of the file output thing, You want to create a new cell and you want to update the data whatever is based on your requirement. That is simple one. You can make it complex, the same approach. Now let's try to run it. But in case you want to read and write the data, always you need to close the Excel sheet, because reading is possible with opening the Excel sheet, but writing will not be possible because in case you are opening it, right? So that please be remember always. Now let's try to run it. You could see it is entering username 11. We wait for 3 seconds. It will go for username 12, password 12. Wait for 3 seconds. 1313 1414, and it will close the browser. Now my operation done. But how I'll make sure, right? My update also happen. Then you need to go to the Excel sheet, right? You need to open it, and you will see here that data is also updated, right? Now you can remove your thing. You can go for 6 iteration. So that is the beauty of the data-driven approach and using the Excel sheet. And how easily I can do it, right? So I no need to touch my code. Just simply I will update it. Also my reading and writing also I'll be updating accordingly. Now close it again. Now run your code again and see whether now it is reading for 6 different data combination. It will be definitely reading it, and every time it will be writing the data as well. Okay. Yes. So you could see now it's run for this thing. Okay. And then if you go to the Excel sheet, you could see now it's updated for 6 times. So that is the way you can have your n number of combination. You can get the, you can execute it, and you can write update the data as well. Any question? No, in case worksheet you are not closing, right? How it will update the data? In case you already open the worksheet, right? Can you update the data? It will not allow you. If you can rename also, right? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that you can add it. I think in case you are already manually closing it, there is no need, right? In the, I think that, I mean, output in production I already saw, right? That worksheet dot close. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Worksheet workbook dot close. Okay. And this is the last two part, very important. It will take some time to cover, and here a lot of terminologies there. So keyword and hybrid framework. So what is data driven? Data driven means same test case you are trying to execute it with the same variety and number of combination, but keyword is now means that you will be executing. 1 second. Okay, so keyword driven means we will try to create some keyword, just having the operation. Keyword is nothing but the operation. Okay, so operation means, say in case, okay, say I want to perform some, say enter value, click, all this part I will be elaborately mention, because in the framework you need to mention why, what is the objective for each and every keyword. Okay, that way once I define that same type of thing, right, same keyword will be work for n number of places. So keyword driven framework is a technique in which all the operation and instruction to be performed are written separately from the actual test case. The similarity it has with data driven framework is that the operation to be performed is again stored in an external file like Excel sheet. User can easily control and specify the functionality they want to test. So a single a keyword can be used across multiple test scripts so the code is reusable. User can write detailed test plan having desired input and verification data in the form of simple and convenient spreadsheet. Okay, but here a kind of expert knowledge is required. Without expert knowledge you cannot do an initial time investment, you need to do it, make it framework ready. After that, once your framework is ready, today you are having suppose say 100 test case, but it will not be taking much time to right make it 500. But initial time to define the thing, all this stuff, to discover, right, kind of it will take some time. Okay, so user become productive in the new testing tools of far quickly, since they required to understand the format for use in the test plan and various desired keyword. This permits deferment or scheduling of more exhaustive training on the new tool at some more convenient time in future. That is one of the thing you need to always understand. That is the reason automation tester is demand in the market. So whatever is easily available, right? Nobody will give you value. Okay. But in case whatever is very niche skill, in case you need to learn something, right? It might take some investment, all this stuff. Then you need to give it. It will take some time. Disadvantage, because initial cost will be always more time consuming. Tester required great knowledge in the tools, technology, framework, programming language. They need to customize a lot of function utility, right? Kind of several format they need to deal it. Okay. The process will be time taking, okay, but initial time, right? In case you are not investing, you cannot do it. Okay, but the good advantage will be that once your thing is ready, you can have n number of things very quickly and fast. So sometimes some people ask what is the difference between the keyword and a hybrid frame, data driven framework. So data driven framework, it is like same test case variety of the data. But keyword driven thing is that like same keyword you are trying to implement in multiple test cases. Keyword driven is easy to maintain due to more abstraction layer between test script, test data and keyword. Whereas data driven framework is comparatively harder to maintain since the abstraction is only within the between the test data and the script. So in the keyword driven framework, planning has to be extensive and precise, because until proper planning is done, because it is more complicated, you cannot start. But whereas data driven is very simple, right? With our proper planning also you can go ahead to the data driven framework. Data driven framework is only possible when your kind of product is ready, right? Your code is available to test, because you are running same test cases with different variety of the data, but in case your code is not working, there is no use of a data driven framework. Whereas keyword driven framework, you can make them ready before your code is coming. In case you know that these are the skin I need to navigate, these are the operation I need to do, all this stuff, you can just do it. Okay, and later point of time, suppose say today my id got changed, you can update tomorrow, right? But you can create the skeleton. Okay, even for the complete 100 test cases, and day after tomorrow, in case the flow change, little bit tweaking and little bit all this stuff, right? Updating of the locator and some of the functionality, you can just update it. So that is the primary difference. And hybrid is nothing but the combination of data driven and keywords. So that I want that more abstraction between data set, right? Data uh, okay, keyword or the transaction, all this stuff. So I want to just run more and more test cases with different variety of the data. That is simple thing. So keyword is right multiple test cases with the operations, and data driven framework is one test case with multiple variety of the data. So here is n is to n, right? Multiple test cases with multiple variety of the data. So here the framework as well as the test data are externalized. Keyword are maintained in a separate Java class file, and the test data can be maintained either in Java in the properties file or the Excel file, and can use the data provider of a test engine framework. So advantages is right maintainability. Hybrid framework significantly reduces maintenance effort. In most of the project, they either go hybrid or go BDD. Okay. and few project will be using keyword, or maybe few is data driven, but majority will be using both the combination. So that is the reason hybrid is more effort efficient. Otherwise they will go for the BDD. Reusability always a better advantage for any kind of framework. Manageability means you can manage all this stuff easily, like design, execution, traceability, accessibility. Also, in case you want to modify, debug your test case, it is very very easily. Availability, you can automate its scheduling, right? I mean, nightly basis, weekend, you can also run it. Reliability, because any kind of framework is having more reliable because it's having some sort of error handling mechanism, recovery scenario. Flexibility, framework is independent of system or environment under test, because today suppose say you already develop the framework for say development environment, tomorrow you can go for st environment, day after tomorrow you can go for the go for the go for the sorry, what I'm saying, today you are developing dev environment, tomorrow you can go for the site environment, day after tomorrow UAT environment product, all this stuff you can do it. Right, measurability means like you can create some reporting structure, right? Whatever you can implement, like external report and other stuff, that is the way it will make the more advantage. And disadvantage is similar, it will require good skill of resources, adequate training is required, initial time will be, investment is more, right? And then only you'll be getting the benefit for any kind of framework. Okay, now we will see how to create a framework from the scratch with the help of the DataDriven, sorry, keyword and hybrid framework. So let's close it. I already created it, and I will show you what are the step-by-step process you need to follow it. So this is the project I have created for that keyword and hybrid framework. So first thing you that you will create a simple project. Okay. Then you will be creating SRC file will be there. You can create multiple packages. Like one is input Excel operation, one is normal operation, one is test cases. Then you can add the testng framework, you can add the Selenium jar file, you can add the all the jar file for the Apache PY, right? Then you can create a Excel sheet, you can keep it outside the project, you can create a properties file as well. Okay, so how you can add it, right? So I will show you. You can go to the project location. Okay, so how can I go it to the project location? Select the project, right click it, go to the properties, and you can create any Excel sheet. After that you can paste it in the project outside the project. So here if you just open it, this is my project, and you can paste it in the outside. So automatically that Excel sheet will be associated to the project. And similarly, if the any kind of dot properties file, you can create it and you can paste it in the project. Otherwise, in case you want to add it to the project, right click here and new others. Okay, here you can see file. Okay, you could see, then you can select file, new. Okay, and here you can give file name, anything, suppose say test, but the extension will be always dot properties. Okay, properties, that is the way it will be generated. So first I will try to create a Excel sheet. So if I open the Excel sheet, then you can understand how it is designed. So if I open the Excel sheet, I have given some name, right? Test case dot xlsx. Then I have given something called tab name. So here it is one tab. It can have multiple tab also down the line, not be a problem at all. Then it is having some couple of column. This is my first column, second column, third, fourth, and five. So first column it is test cases. So what is test cases? It is giving me information, right? What objective of the test case? Just like that, you are just you want to having the test case, just create a maybe log into the any e-commerce site. Your second test case will be search some product. Your third test case will be like add the product to the cart. Your fourth test case will be right do the payment you using kind of UPI. Next one may do the payment using credit card. Next one may using the do the payment using debit card. Do the payment with the like some sort of say internet banking. Then your once payment you're made, just retrieve the thing, right? Once the thing is delivered, just see that product already delivered from the site. You can return the product also. One return is successful, say that like your kind of payment is reflecting reverted back in your account, like that. There can be scenario. So this is the objective of the scenario. Then this is the keyword, right? You are defining by your own. So you are writing it, but you should always run the similar kind of keyword name exactly for the similar kind of operation. Navigate to URL means I have defined that exact word. You can change it to navigate to URL or navigate to, right? Navigate to website, navigate to page. You can define by your own. Any name you can give it. I will let you know how you need to map it. That part is done. You can give set text. Right? Instead of that, you can give change it to enter text. Right? Okay. But should be kind of justifiable so that people can understand that what is the objective, right? With the name itself. And click means any kind of clickable operation. So that part I will define. So these are the thing, right? I'll be validating all my test cases. In case something is new, you need to define also as well. That you need to verify something, that's part. Then this is the object. So what I will be doing it here, if I go to the properties file, then you can easily understand. So here properties file, this is the URL I want to operate. What are the scenario I want to operate? Just couple of scenario I have mentioned here. So you can have n number of scenario. Instead of 5 scenario, you can have 50 scenario. So this is the page. Once my page is loaded, I want to enter the email username password field 2 or 3 times different combination. Then I want to sign in case some error message might be there, right? Then I can click on the forget password, right? And once scenario might be I want to enter the username password, I click on the forget password, it will go to the next page. Like that is the way I can give my email ID password actual, and you can click on the next, and I should validate that my mail is triggered or not. That is the way just I have tried to automate couple of scenario. So what are the different test cases I have written here? Log into the ready page with invalid credential with set 2 another invalid credential, set 3 another invalid credential. I want to click on the forgot password link, another test cases, just I want to navigate to the URL. So that is the way you are having n number of test cases. So this is my keyword. So whenever I want to execute this set of test cases, right, I found that couple of kind of element I need to interact. So I have given some name. I need to interact with the username field. I want to interact with the password field. I want to interact with the maybe sign in button. I want to interact with the forgot password. That is the field I need required, right? So this field I have given by my own name. So you can give username in ready page. You can keep it by your own because everything here you are defining it by your own. It can vary from me to you, you to other person also. Then this is the object type. It should be pretty much similar based on the element locator 8, right? ID, name, class name, tag name, expert CSS like that. And this is the value you want to provide for every action. Okay, here I have defined something called variable. Okay, and this is the exact fixed static kind of static value instead of dynamic. This is dynamic. This can be something can be static like that. And in case you are giving something static, that value should be declared in the properties.file. So you could see I have given in the URL here as this. Why? Because my URL will be always dynamic in nature. Right? Today it can be suppose say port 20, right? And the last it will be dot test application, right? Tomorrow my port can be 30 and it can be test one application or SIT test like that. So tomorrow I'll simply change it here. That one URL I will change it here only one place, that's all. Today I want to test in the dev environment, tomorrow I want to test in the SIT environment, after tomorrow I need to do in the E2 environment, so I will just simply change it here. That is the reason sometime I can create some dynamic variable also. That value I want to enter, and that corresponding value I'll be keeping it in my properties file. Properties file extension will be dot properties always. Then username field. That what is username field? This is the username field. And object type I have given ID means that username field I want to read it through the ID element locator. Okay. So here if you just press F12 button here. So what is the username field? Username field I have changed it. I did not give it the same name. You can give uname also because that is the variable. You can give it any value. But may remember whatever value you have given, that value and that value should exactly match. And here I want to read the object with the help of the ID element locator. You can give it the name, class name, XPath, but that corresponding value you need to take it from here and you need to give it in the properties file. That is the two important thing you need to make a note. Okay, whatever you can give it here, whatever thing you can give it by your own, but object name should be same. Yes. Hmm, hmm. Yes, unique, right? In case you are not able to find, you need to find XPath, right? You can give it the XPath value. Because that is similar approach. There is no change in that. It should be always unique in nature, right? And that value you need to give it here, corresponding value. You could see there's a login ID I have given for the username. Similarly, for the password field, I have tried to read it with the help of the name instead of ID. So if I go here for the password field, what is the name? You could see name is PASSWD, right? So I have given it here PASSWD. Tomorrow I can change it that one to ID also, right? So what in case it's ID, it will be password. That password I need to copy and I need to paste it in the file. Similarly, sign in button, right? This is sign in button. You could see name equal to proceed. I want to interact with the help of the name, right? And what is the value here? Proceed. Similarly, forgot password. What is forgot password? Yes, this is the forgot password element, another element. But I am trying to understand with the help of link. So what is the link? Text, right? This is the link text forgot password. So that is same value I have given it here, right? Forgot password. So that's this is called, right, object key and value pair, right? I already showed you key and value pair. Yes, yes, yes. So this is the variable name, but that variable name and Excel sheet variable name should be exactly same. You can give anything, okay, but that should be same. And whenever you are using the same field, always make sure that everywhere you should be using the same name only. Otherwise, yes, that I will show you. That I will show you. Okay, no need to worry. But here, in case suppose say username field, you need to use the 10, I mean 10 times, right? So always you use the same number of field, right? And the same element locator so that you no need to change it. And that corresponding value you can change it in number of time, right? But this part, right, always use the same in 10 cases, where in case whatever you are using it. But you need to define it only one time. So tomorrow, suppose say I am changing the element locator. Instead of login 1, the ID got changed to login 2. So I will be updating only one place. That's all automatically will update everywhere. That is the beauty of the framework, right? How easily I can do it. So I no need to write the code same and same code again and again and again. I will simply change it accordingly. In case you are changing the username field tomorrow to username 2, so you can copy it and you can replace it and you can update it here, right? Only one places. Because your every field should be always unique. It cannot be duplicate field. Anything, any variable cannot be duplicate here. Always be remembered. Alright. So that is the way I have did it. Now I need to read the properties file whatever I have written. Otherwise, how should I do it? So I have created a couple of packages. So in the operation packages, I have created a class for reading the properties file. Okay. So this is the class I have created. So there is a properties class available in Java. I am creating the object for instance called P, using the new properties. Then I'm creating a method name called get object repository because this is my object repository. I'm keeping my kind of like element locator value there. Okay, so how I can read it with the help of the file input stream. Similarly, you can read it, but here I'm simply using the input stream. I'm creating a variable, then new file input stream, new file, and here you could see I've given system.get property user.directory. So what value it will print? Can anyone know? Yes, because in the real time, right, you will not be keeping anything in your C drive, D drive like that, right? So you'll be simply extracting the project from the GitHub and will be simply importing it. But in case you are giving C drive reference, D drive reference, it will not work. You need to change it again. But this means that system.get directory user directory is it will current project name. Okay, it will always give you the current project name where whatever system you are working, right? Either my system or your system or maybe other system. So that is the reason in case somebody is importing the project, right? They no need to change anything. So system.get property user.directory. So if you don't know, I think I have created something called test cases. Hmm. You can see this is the I want to print it out, right? Simply. So what value it will give you? It will always give you the current project name. System.get properties user.directory. So it will print your current project name. You could see whatever it is there, right? Your current project name. So in case somebody is importing, so it might be their other username instead of Dell, right? It will be your name and your desktop, D drive, C drive, whatever drive and other stuff. Okay. And then I am just accessing it. So this is my current project name and slash slash object or properties file, right? So automatically I am going to the properties file. Then there is a load method available in the properties class. So I am loading it, everything, and then returning it. All the value returning it. So what returning? I'm returning P. What is P? These properties. So that I'm returning here for now. Okay. What? Test hyphen output. Where? No, no, no. It is it in case you are running, it will generate only, na. Initially, it will be not be there. Ha 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 ha. Yes, yes, right, right, right. No, it will be based on the your nature, and in case you are having some test engine, automatically that is the test engine properties, right? Every time you are running it, automatically it will generate the test output folder, and then you can get the details result, right? Yeah, you can create something called resources. Also, you can do it, and you can need to change the set. Huh. Yeah, yeah, right, right. Because suppose say you can create a resources folder, right? You can create some your kind of all exe file, right? You can keep it in your project so that somebody is importing it, somebody can run it. Similarly, in that exe file also you can keep it in the resources folder. Any folder you can create it. Okay, in the project. Right, and then after base directory, you need to give slash slash, and then you can access it that folder. Yeah, right. Because it should be in the parent, right? Always parent is referring, then your subfolder similar way. Suppose in case it is like operation, then src slash slash again operation, then that is the way, right? Yes. So that is the way framework will be. So that part is done. Then I want to do the keyword. So I have created one more class called keyword.operation.java. So I have defined some global variable called WebDriver. Then you need to create a constructor. Okay. So WebDriver and this dot driver equal to driver. Why? So that might be question, right? Why I need to create a constructor, I need to create with this dot driver. Because you can create driver in number of places. But in case you are not defining with this dot driver equal to driver, so here WebDriver and other class WebDriver will be different. And that will not work. So that is the reason in the constructor you need to always define this dot driver equal to driver. Because you are passing in the constructor, right? WebDriver. Because whenever you are creating a class, right, where you will be defining new thing, right? So that will mismatch. That WebDriver and that WebDriver will not never match. So that is the way you need to create a constructor first. Then you can create a method first for your kind of defining that whatever you have defined ID, name, class name, whether it is matching with Selenium convention or not. So I have created a private class. So that is called encapsulation, right? Encapsulation. What is encapsulation? It is nothing but your yeah, binding data in operation means, right, together in a capsule means public class will be having the private method, right? That is the simple concept. Okay, public class and private method. So I'm creating a private method. Then what is my method name? Get object. Okay, why return type is by, I will define, right? Let you know. So what I'm doing, if my object type dot equal ignore case xpath, right? Whatever I have defined here, right? ID, name, XPath, I will be ignoring it. Then in case it is matching with ID, name or XPath, then what it will do? It will do return by.xpath, and from where it is coming? P.get properties. What is P? P is nothing but that properties, right? Whatever is coming from that one. P.get properties and object name. Okay. So it will be coming with the help of the XPath. Exactly. Selenium convention, it will converting. In case it's ID, it will be giving you by.id. Just like the driver.find element by.id, it is changing now, mapping now. Now your ID and other stuff is mapping exactly with the Selenium convention. I have given, you need to give all the element locator in general because it is one time activity. You are mapping it from the Excel sheet. Somebody can give like L caps, I small, N again caps, and a kick. But Selenium will not understand, right? Because Selenium will only understand ID, which all are lowercase. But somebody given in the Excel sheet as uppercase, so you need to map it always. That those IDs mapping with by.id, which is Selenium convention. Okay, similarly, I have given everything, all the element like locator. In case something is not matching, it will giving me the wrong exception. So that is the first thing. No, it is mapping here, right? First thing, ID. Okay, all this stuff I have given here. Yeah, properties file, I'm giving the value. Okay, I will create another method. Let's you. So here it is coming from the exact path by dot id, right? By dot thing, and here you are giving it, right? By dot id, what value you are giving it? It is coming from the properties file and get property and object name, right? It is matching. So that is the way it is mapping here. That by dot id and the exact value, right? ID, what is the ID? Login in the double quote. Okay. So get, this is your corresponding username, you are mapping with that way, right? So that is the way it is mapping, and this is your element locator, and corresponding element locator value you are getting it from here. Okay, so try to understand here. By dot link text, and here I have given p dot get property object name. Automatically it will be converted within the double quote whatever value you are giving here. Object name from the get, with the help of the get property method, there is a method, automatically it will convert it in the double quote. By dot link text, within the double quote it will be giving you here that forgot password. So based on the logic already written. Yeah, one time activity you need to do. Any new field you need to implement it. Any new field, existing field you don't need to implement it. It can be used 100 times, and 100 times it will work. And then another method I have clicking, right? Whatever defined, right? Whatever accents or keyword, that is called define. But how it will work, I need to understand how it will work. What is the important navigate to work? Because this is the simple English word. But what is the objective? So I'll be creating a case statement, right? And I am using that one. Okay. I am converting the operations on the workers, and I'm matching. Suppose in case it's matching with click. What is click? Divert dot find element, right? By dot expert and other stuff. So that part I am copying from here in the last one, right? Get object. So here it is coming from the property file, object name and object type, both the thing. And then the click, which is coming from the Selenium. Divert dot find element, right? By dot id or XPath. This is coming like that way. Okay. And what is the operation exactly I want to do? Click. In case it is set text, divert dot find element, and here by dot, right, say XPath, a corresponding value, and then I want to send keys. And what is the value? It is coming value means this value column. right? So in case that is the way you need to always give the objective of each and every method. In case it's navigate to URL, right? There is no required of any click operation. In case it is you are entering some value, it will be click operation. In case you are entering some value, it will be always dot send keys. So that is the way it will be worked according. In case you are clicking on some checkbox radio button, it will be again click operation. In case you are clicking on any link or hyperlink, it will be again same click operation, right? Same click operation. It will work everything. In case you want to navigate to a particular URL, so how you can give it? Driver.get.url. Similarly, you need to, in case you need to return to a different web page, so what you will be doing? Driver.navigate.to the other URL, right? So that is the thing you need to do it. So here, right, right. And yeah, defining the keyword, right? Whatever it is manually you have written, that is nowhere meaning. But that part you are giving the meaningful thing from the Selenium concept, right? Because in case you want to enter some value or set some text, what is the field? Divert dot find element, with the help of the element locator you are identifying, then dot send keys and you are giving some value. So these are the dynamic part. Value is your dynamic part. Like by dot xpath ID or thing is by dynamic part. But it will be always driver dot find element, right? By dot element locator corresponding value dot send keys and then value will be dynamic again. So something will be static, something will be dynamic. Yes. So properties is the properties file is no properties file is how is the spreadsheet? Did you define anything, any value for the ID here? No. Why I have defined the properties file? I can give it here also, right? That might be some sort of changes. Why it not given? Can you let me know? Because say I need to change my ID. So in case I am used 20 times, 20 times I need to change it, right? But here I will change only one time the ID value, ID here. URL, I will be update only one value. Yes, yes, properties file. That is the reason properties file is very important. So it is dynamic in nature, but dynamic value you need to update in only one place, which is properties file. Yes. So I am not saying, suppose say day after tomorrow, say ID you have used, but maybe there might be 1% condition that ID will is not valid anymore. You need to use XPath, but that is only 1%, 0.5% condition, right? But your value ID value gets changed. That is maybe the 30% condition. 30% time it might happen, right? So that is the reason. So nobody can say that your suppose say today there is a field for which ID name class name is available. So you can give anything, right? But say tomorrow ID name class name everything got removed. Only you can identify the element with the help of XPath. So then that might be challenging that you need to change everywhere the XPath. And here also you need to change the value of the XPath. But say any field element locator value remain constant. This is the element locator, but that value instead of say sign in tomorrow it can change it to login. So I will update only properties file. URL, whatever is static. I mean you will be right. Need there is a probability of changing multiple times, then you can keep it in the static file. But it can only hold right two way, right? Data and value pair combination, not more than dimension. Only two dimension data and value key pair value pair combination. Okay. URL, right? All this stuff and the corresponding element locator value. Yeah, yeah, right, 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 right. So then my two part is done. Then I will create the test cases for the my. Oh, sorry, I need to do the thing from Excel utility, right? So Excel utility, I've created a new class again for read Excel file keyword. That is my class. So I am just giving the Excel path, Excel name, and Excel sheet name. Then I'm just going through with the file, right? File input stream, I'm going to the workbook, and here I'm given some context call in case you know, right? 2006 onward, it is now XLSX. Suppose somebody written the code using a dot .xls. So in case it is dot .xls, so it will be always HSSF. And in case it is a kind of dot .xls, it will be HSS um, XSSF. Okay. So that is the reason. It will be creating the workbook. So I am going to the file. Here couple of variable name I have given, file path, file name and seed name. So you could see now how I am accessing the file with the help of the file path plus file name slash slash file name. So that is the just basic thing created to read the file to go to the worksheet till worksheet. Just nothing but the with the help of the file input stream, and I'm given some condition. No need to worry about this. This is the condition only. And I'm going to the seed name. In case it is a matching with .xlss, because in the framework you need to give it always. That is the reason. But in case you already know that it is a kind of .xlss always, then you can directly go to the seed. You don't need to use all this stuff. So how I going to the seed? You could see here given. I've given workbook dot get seed, that seed name, not the seed index. So you need to give the seed name within the double quote. What is the seed name? Is the data keyword framework. Then I'll go to my test cases for the keyword driven framework part. This is my keyword driven framework. So I've created something called anything you can give it. Then you can create the WebDriver, right? Then you can create before test, after test, similar way. Then this is my test cases. So whenever I'm creating my test cases, first I need to create an object instance for all the classes, whatever for utilities class I have created. You could see read Excel file, read properties file, right? And the properties, sorry, after creating the object of the properties file, right? I am calling that method. What is the method? Get object repository. What is the return type? Properties. So I'm storing in some properties, right? This is my properties, and I'm given the variable name called all object. Then I'm creating the object for instance for the keyword operation. And here in the keyword operation, after that, as I already created the object for instance for the read Excel file. What is the read Excel file? A return type is giving is sheet. You could see. So return type is giving us sheet. So I'm directly calling that method, right? File dot read Excel. What is the method name? It is, you could see, read Excel. So what is return type? Return type is sheet. That is the reason I have storing in some sheet, the test sheet. And I'm here, whenever I'm calling the read Excel, so what value I should give it? Because this method I should give three things: sheet name, file name, and the file path. So I'm giving it here. What is my file path? System.setProperty user.directory, which is nothing but the current project path. Then testcase.xlsx, because this is my seed name. Testcases.xlsx, and this is my tab name, right? Then I'm giving it here keyword framework. Then I have given something called, I'm trying to understand how many row data is available. Okay, it is going to last row number and going to first row number. So here, in case last row 20 and my first row is 1, so what is the difference? 20 minus 1 equal to 19, but actual row is 20. So that is the another approach I'm showing it here. So I have given that my row value is, this is another thing you can use it in the real-time framework, right? Last row minus first row plus 1, because last row minus first row will give me one less row. In case your last row is 20 and first row is 1, it will be giving is 90. But the actual thing is that 1 to 20 my data is available, so I need to plus 1 always. So it is 20. And now with the another approach, I get to know my row number total. So I'm iterating it, right? I equal to 1 to a row count less than row count I plus plus. Then I am going to the row for every row. Here I am giving some condition. Just here this logic will be there. What is the logic? My lo I have implemented the logic that is the way you need to understand the logic here. So I'll cover the hybrid also, then that is the another logic I have implemented. So logic is that in case my column A test cases having some value, means that is test cases. So no action I need to perform. But in case my column is not having value means null, then I will do the action based on the different data combination in the other row, other column. Simple thing. So here I have given the logic. In case if get cell 0 to string dot length equal to 0 means it is not having any value, right? Then I will do the operation for everything. So what operation I can do? Okay, I can print out all the cell value. Apart from that, I will do the operation dot perform. Okay, based on the all the thing, cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4. Else, in case this particular cell is having the value, simply I want to print this as a test cases so that I can get to know this is my test cases started and here the other operation is happening. So I will just I want to print out that's my new test cases and the corresponding value of the cell, and I can mention the test execution started. So that is the way I have tried to define it. So it will perform the operation, it will print out that every step operation, and in case it is test cases, it will not do any operation, simply print the value. In case it is a blank, hmm, no, here I am starting with I equal to 1, na? I equal to 1 means that is the reason I have given that first thing is a header again. Huh, yes. Huh. Yeah, cell equal to 0 means in case value is not there, then I will do the operation, right? Equal to 0 means there is no value, and else means value is there means it will simply print. No, then you will not understand what is the test case, right? You will simply perform the operation, but you need to do the operation test case wise. Then how will segregate? So this is my test case and this test case having the operation. This is my another new test case and this test case having the different operation. Then how will I understand what test case is doing what? So it will not be separate 10 test case, it will be one test case only, na? So as and when, yeah, it will refer. Then you can get to know that is the way a code will be behave. Okay. Now say I'm just starting running it. Let's close it. It no need to close as well because it is only reading the data, and properties file also should be closed. Not fine. That's fine. No need to close it here. So it is reading the data only. No updating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I already shared it. Okay. Yeah. So you could see, and this particular framework, I will share you the GitHub link. Okay. So you can download it because this is a lot of thing. Okay. So it is taking some time. So okay, I'm just running it once more time. So here are how many scenario? Five scenario I'm trying to run, right? Okay. So first scenario is giving one combination. Second scenario is giving second combination. It will be again fail. Okay. Third scenario is giving one combination and fail. Fourth scenario it will click on the forget password link. And fifth scenario is loading the page and just simply think. That is the way. Just simple thing I have tried to implement. Okay. Yeah. Because there is no complex. End of any complexity. Okay. As complex as the thing is there. But in case you are starting with so much complex again, you cannot learn it. Okay, so that is the simple and it will cover also that time. Okay, you could see now it is treating as one test case. So that is the everything it will still considering as a one test case. But here, if you go here, you could see. Okay, test ready page. Okay, it is considering still at the end of the day one test case. But here, if you go to the console, you could understand. Okay, all the details, right? The first test cases. It is considering the one whole suit and is running tried to because that is the concept of keyword driven framework. New test cases, this started, right? Then you could understand this is the test case's name, credential, and you are appending with that word, and you are also in the last you are appending that word. And what is the test cases of way it is working? Navigate to URL, because this is the URL, simply you need to pass the URL. In case you want to set the text, where you want to set the text, with how you are identifying and what value you want to set it. Right? Password field also. And you are clicking on the sign in button, because the sign in button no need to enter any value. That is the reason it's blank. Second combination also you are seeing. Third combination also it is failing. Fourth combination it is entering the value and then it is clicking on the link. Fifth combination it is launching the value, launching the URL. So that is the way you can. Hmm, hmm. Yeah, yeah, yes. There won't be a problem. Yeah, yeah. I already have lot of framework. I will just share the code. Okay. You could get to know the page object model also I have implemented. I will share a couple of framework GitHub code, then you can see. Just simply run it, download it, and then you can implement it. But in case you are downloading is couple of stuff you need to make sure, okay, otherwise it will not run. Because in case it's a maven project, that is fine, but in case it's a Java project, so what you need to do, you need to go to the reference library, you need to remove everything, okay, from the reference library, because it is giving my reference only, na C drive my reference. It will never work. Okay. So you need to remove it first. After you extract the project, you need to remove it first. Similarly, you need to change that in case you are not using resources, you need to change the path of your Chrome driver, and you need to remove all the jar file, you need to associate it with the jar. That's all. Otherwise, your rest code will work in your file system also. Okay. So that is the way it is like keyword driven framework and hybrid is nothing but a combination of keyword and data driven. So here I have tried to given in different approach. Okay. So it is keyword and data driven, right? So I have using data provider. Okay. So here I am using data provider. So you already know in the test engine part I have implemented the data provider. So you can give anything name, right? What name you are using? You are just simply giving anything name. Hybrid data. Then you are creating a method here called get data from data provider. Okay, and you are creating the object orientation for the read excel file here, and you are going to the sheet similar way. You are getting the row number here simply. Okay, because I am not concatenating right with plus one. Okay, means my total value I am just trying to give it, and then I want to start with I equal to 0 and I plus plus, and here I am using another for loop, which is the inner for loop. Okay, means for every row and every column I am trying to read it, inner for loop, outer for loop, and I am using a two-dimensional array. That is the reason it is giving me the object of two-dimensional. Okay, so for every row, and I am going and I am again retargeting the row. I am rowing for row I plus one, and then I am going to the column. Then I am getting as a two-dimensional matrix format, row and column format. Then that format I am just trying to return it in my test cases, because always data provider will be either is an you already seen the test ng, right? Here I am just creating a matrix, 2 cross true matrix, right? M cross n matrix, where m is the nothing not like row count less than 1, and column is it is and your column is also the column or cell number, right? How many cell is there? Then with the help of the data provider, you already see that same name, exactly name you have given here, from here exactly. Now you creating a method here. How many data, how many field available, right? Test cases name, keyword, object name. That is the way you are matching for every field. String name and corresponding value. So you need to give it, otherwise it will not understand. So in case you are confused here, I am matching with like that way. For every field, whatever is there in the Excel sheet, I am matching, trying to match it here. So if my test case is not equal to null, So here I'm trying to give some different logic. So that is the way. Every tester is having their own logic. It can have a 20, 30, 40, 50 way you can different create a framework. Okay. So if my test cases name not equal to null and my length not equal to 0 means the value is there. So here I will be launching my browser. Try to understand. If my that column A is having some value, as soon as I will launch a browser. And these test cases will consider as a test case. So every time, every test case, I will launch a separate browser. So as soon as my test case is having some value, I will launch a browser. So that is the how I will launch a browser. That is the way I launch a browser and maximize it. So that is the way I am trying to give some different thing based on my requirement. As soon as some value is there, I will launch a browser. So I no need to perform an operation. So launching browser, I will make it here. Then again similar way I am creating the object. Okay, once I launch the browser, else, right, I will just do the operation similar way. But it will be treated as, because it is going for m cross n matrix, it will treated every step as a separate test cases. Now if you try to run, so based on the logic I have given, so it will be completely, execution will be same only, but logic is completely different. You could see every time it will try to open a browser for every test cases. So that is the way you have n number of things you can implement it. But to implement the code, it might take some time. It is not easy, right? Because whatever logic you want to implement, you need to spend some time, 2 or 3 hour time. You need to understand how you will be implementing it. This looks like couple of line code, but to understand the logic to implement this couple of line of code, you need to right go through debug all this stuff. So every time it is opening a new browser. So how many scenarios? That is the just give. I have tried to given us some different scenario. That's all. Okay. So you could see here, in case your test case execution completed, yeah, you could see past 22, right? Total run, but how many steps? 22. So if you go here, you could see, so this is everything is showing as a test cases. And what is the name is test login, because that is your method name. But here, for whenever you are navigating to URL, no, this is a blank, right? This is blank and URL you are passing. Set text username id username, like that is the way. And this is your new test cases. So that is the way it is giving you every step as a test cases from the method. Now if you go to the test ng, you could able to see 22 thing has been run, 0 pass, 0 fail, 0 block. And this is your first test cases. So what value it is passing? This is your second. What value is passing? Navigate to URL and URL. This is your third test cases. Set text username ID username value 123. That is the way you can get to know. Now you are saying the test output folder is nothing but this test ng part. Because whenever in case you automatic test ng associated, automatic it will every time it will create your test output folder. And in the test output folder there's a report called emailable report.html. If you open with web browser, you can understand the logic, right? You can simply get the result, right? How many things run, passed, fail, in case of failure, the exact reason, right? What is the parameter? You could see that there are 5 parameters, right? Means we will implement in the last session exception report. Okay, yeah, so everything has been accumulated, so we'll go by step, and in the last report we'll new thing, you will everything is new only, but maven is there, in external report is there, and another thing is the bdd framework completely new. So here also we'll try to create a sample, very sample thing, okay, by our own, okay, from the scratch. You could see here also you could understand easily what are the things going right. That is the way. So this is a simple thing I have developed by myself only. Okay, nobody can say that there might be some new thing also, I am not saying, but this is the very simple way, right? You can create, you can have execute 100 200 test cases also. But in case you are having maybe 5 minute test cases, might be you need to change little bit thing, you need to change the approach also, might be, I'm not saying that. Okay, because in this framework, right, you can accommodate maybe 100 test cases. So you cannot go right to z immediately. Suppose you already learned the basic concept, right? After that, right, you can at least you can give something like yourself 50 to 60 out of 100. And SN will be working, right? Slowly after 3 months, 4 months time, you can go. You can easily understand by your own only. That no, instead of that, I can try to think. You can go through. You can take help from your colleague, your leads, and then you can by your own. You can try to identify the framework because the concept is very very important because you need to understand how I will try to interact with the Excel sheet. That is the logic, right? So here I have to implement two logic. One logic is that in case my this cell is not having the value, simply I will do the operation. And in case my value is that this is I don't need to do any operation. Simply I will print the value. That is my test case. That is the one logic I have given. And where I'll be using every time I'll open the browser and close the browser for every test case. In the real time also, you need to go open the browser every time for every test case. That is your in the framework part. Second one, what I implemented, as and when my value is there, right, I will launch the browser. And next one, my in case value is not there, I will do the operation. So that is the way. And at the end, you can close it also. So here, I mean, you need to make it more complicated. So I mean, that will be again couple of things you need to do it. So in general, thing you need to what you need to do it. So you need to create one more tab, right? And here you need to give the test cases name, and you need to give Y or N like that. Okay. So and you need to map it with that. Then in case it is Y, then only it will be executed. In case no, it will not be executed. That will be a little bit more complicated. Okay. You need to have couple of more tabs. So what suppose in case you are having 50 test cases, 50 test cases you will be having keeping in one sheet, right? And then you will be giving some value called y or n. Then those things you need to map it. That y means I want to execute it, and no means I don't want it. So out of 50, you just make it 10 as y. So only 10 test cases will be executed, and remaining thing will not be executed. Right. Yes, test case also, yeah, you can map something that in case you can group something also that there are n number of ways I'm saying, but in the real time framework actually generally what we need to do will be maybe I'll be sharing some sample code also framework also, then you can get to know. Yeah, okay, so thing is that you will be creating one more master sheet. Okay, that is called master sheet. Okay, in that particular sheet, right, test case sheet, you can have 5 or 10 different tab, and one tab will be master sheet where you'll be having the test cases name, and then every test case wise there will be column called want to execute or no, right? Yes or no. Whatever will be yes, those test cases will be picked up and be executed. Whatever will be no, that will be no executed. So every time before running it, right, out of 500 scenario, you can make it 5 years, or you can make them 100 all years, all this stuff, or you can create a group also, right? As for the test ng part, that this group is belong to this 10 test case. This group is belong to 20 test case. This group is belong to 30 test case. Then in case you are using the test.xml file, you can give the group name include or exclude, right? Then based on the automatically execution will happen. This will be a little bit complicated, but that is the approach. You need to follow it. But yeah, for that one, right, once you know, and slowly by referring some materials, you can do by yourself as well with some minimal help and support. But yeah, but framework development, complex framework development, I can say that until you are working for real time, right, at least 6 months to 1 year, right, it will be little bit complicated. Okay, so that is the reason, right? Expectation is that nobody will ask, like, till in case you are having 1 to 2 years automation experience, nobody will say that you know everything. So the expectation is that you can create some basic sample framework. In case some framework is already developed, right? You can kind of maintain the code. You can add some test cases, right? You can beautify some report. You can do the execution. You can generate the report. Any kind of fallacy, you can do the thing or the other. Okay, here whatever you will be learning that you can showcase, right, 1 to 2 years experience, and I can say that whatever you will be learning in this 12 session, right, you can say that 60% thing whatever real time automation tester is required you can learn. The remaining 40% based on your experience, based on your project, based on your journey, based on your organization, based on the support from your leads, peers, you'll be learning slowly, but it will take some time. Okay, but those syllabus there is no end. That is the reason, right? In case you are learning this A part, tomorrow you can say that I want to learn B part. So then it will be 25 class also, and it will be taking like I mean more time. But I mean initial session, initial time, right? Whenever I started my training 4 years back, I used to keep like 20 session. Okay, but what I found, right? People are spending the money. Okay, but what I found that after five, say eight, 7 session, right? I mean attendance is right like 20%, 30%. And I interacted with the other students. They say that no, sir, this much thing, right? I am not getting kind of in the last part because of the complexity. I am not feeling well. So whatever learned, right, that is fine for me. That is the way. That is the reason now trying to create the syllabus based on the thing. Whatever at least, right? You can start your journey with like 50 to 60% confidence, and with minimal time, people can learn, people can practice, and people can just allocate to some project. Okay, there is no end of syllabus, so but this thing will give you the more confidence, so you can say that I have created the framework. One, your lead will not never say that like you have know everything, but whatever thing you have done, you can create a sample framework, you can show him, that is still fine. Okay. So I'll recapture this thing once more time, the framework part code. Okay, so you need to create a project. In case you are Java project, in case you are creating a maven project, you can I mean I will show you how you need to create the maven project. You need to add the dependency. What are the dependency? You need to require the testing dependency. You need to add the Selenium dependency. You need to add the Apache PY dependency. Sorry? Yes, yes, pom.xml by which is pom.xml Maven is like project object model. But there is another same thing. POM is called project kind of page object model. The page object model is design pattern, right? The two design pattern you could say page object model, page vector model, right? Okay. Yeah. But in case maven.pom.xml, I don't say that it is a page object model. It is a project object model. The maven.pom.xml file. Okay. Otherwise, people will be confused that. Okay. Then you'll be creating a couple of packages. You'll be creating the test cases sheet, right? Where you'll be, in case you are having an extra column, you can also do it based on requirement. Right? In case you want to update some value, but your code will be more and more complex. Okay, that is the thing. In case you are having multiple tab, that you can also do. You are saying, right, I want to execute the couple of step Y and N. Then it will be more and more complex. You need to create couple of more class, right? Yeah. So that is the way. It will be more and more complex, and it will take some time. But yeah, in case you know the basic, then after starting work, then you can slowly, even after referring some material video, you can still do it by your own. But initial confidence, initial practice thing is required. Okay, then I'll be creating couple of class. First is like keyword operation, sorry, reading properties file. Then I'll be just trying to do the operation, especially for that element locator, and especially for the whatever keyword I have defined, I want to like make them relevant. Then I want to read the Excel file. Then in case you want to go with the keyword driven framework, right, you will be creating the object coordinates for all the file. You'll be calling the method, all the thing, going to the Excel sheet, going to the rows column, and in case your first row, first column is having some value, you just want to print that as a discuss name. Otherwise, you just want to do the operation based on the defined different kind of stuff you already implemented in other. Okay. So keyword is nothing but like it is a one test cases, and it will try to execute it based on the keyword you've given. But hybrid is nothing but it's a variety. It is a combination of kind of keyword and the hybrid data driven. Sorry, keyword and data driven part. Here I'll be taking the advantages from the data provider, which is nothing from the test ng part, and will be similarly I'll be accessing that kind of Excel sheet, and then I'll be accessing the Excel sheet yeah, by going to the path, then sheet name and the tab name. I'll be iterating to loop, inner out loop, so I'll be giving some sort of object array format object, and that array I want to read it in the main test cases, which is login test cases, and wherever I'm giving some condition in my test cases column is having some value, I want to launch my browser. And in case not having value, I want to do the operation. So that is the way for every test case it will do the operation. So the thing is that here you already learned data-driven keyword hybrid framework. Okay, data-driven means same test case you want to run it for n number of variety of the data. Keyword is nothing. You want to perform the operation based on the keyword, actual keyword. and you'll be defining it only one time, and you'll be using it in time. In case something changes required, you can just simply just do it. Okay. And data-driven framework is sorry. Then that is the thing. And hybrid is nothing but combination of keyword and data-driven. So in case you are having m number of data set and n number of keyword, you can just try to run it m plus n number of time. Okay. And so in the last sessions, I will create a maven project, right? I will try to show you how to, because BDD is having a lot of stuff. Because BDD is completely different, right? Okay, it is definitely you will be having using same terminology, but kind of yes, 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 yes. Okay. No, no, keyword I have already covered in the first also, but here in the keyword I have tried to cover today how to read and write the data. Okay. Okay, so in the BDD, right, there are a lot of things there, right? You can because BDD is nothing but the given, when, and then policy, right? So based on the precondition, what action it will do and what output it will be given, and you can have your multiple database and other stuff, and you can generate some report, beautiful called extend report. I will cover it. Okay. So I think that the pretty much from today's session, but I also share you the GitHub link slowly so that you can refer that project and you can download. Yeah, yeah, right, right. But yeah, it will depend, nah. I could see a lot of things still using Java project. Okay, okay. It does not matter, right? What thing you are implementing. I mean, saying that in the real time, in case it's a small problem project, they use the Java, but in case it's a big project, they use the Maven. Okay. Uh, no worry, no worry. In the same session, only it will be covered. No worry, it will be covered. No, 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 it will be cleared only. Yeah, yeah, right, right. No, no, it will be happen. It will happen. It will take like close to 2 hours only, and it will be covered only. Okay, no worry. Thanks.